This vision started the year 2010, 2011. I've been preaching from as early as 206, 205, 206. But if I checked, well, it could be earlier than that, because when I got born again, I was born in a Christian family. So it was easy for me to access pulpit and preach even to the youth and to the young, because my father was a pastor and had a church. So preaching was not a new thing to me. But now salvation and now understanding the things of God started way early. Now, 2010, 2011, I had finished my high school. There was no money to go to college or university, so I started doing manual jobs. Born again, serving God and another man of God. And then we used to fast a lot in those days, and that time I was in Mombasa. So we went to pray with some of men of God who I'm not close to them now. In a place in Mombasa, we call it Gorilla. This Gorilla is by the ocean, is by Indian Ocean. Till today, people still fast there, by the Mombasa, where the State Lodge Mombasa is, what we call here State House. Yeah, so by the Mombasa State Lodge, there's a place they call Gorilla. People fast there. So we used to go there and pray and fast a lot. And then the time I used to serve under another ministry called Victory Gospel Ministry, VGM, under one Reverend Tom. And I was like the youth leader, and I was holding a lot of positions at the same time. Very vibrant, charismatic, and I was almost doing everything. So we used to go with the youth. Fasting and prayer was our food. A month will not end without me leading the youth to the mountain. And a month will not end. And so in the timing, I hear God showing me. What I saw, I was being given a horn. And I was being given a Bible.
Was this in a dream? Or
no, in a vision of the day.
Vision of the day.
Like a trance. You know, when you fast, there are times you sleep. There are times you pray. There are times you read. There are times you just meditate. So the time you're sitting, you're just meditating like this, sometimes because of the fatigue of the body, because you are not eating, you are weak. Chances are you can sleep, or you can throw into a trance. So just a trance. I'm seated somewhere, Mombasa is hot. So in the day, you cannot sit inside the caves. So we sit outside under some small trees were there. There are not much trees, just small ones. So you put your own whatever. So when I'm seated there, like a small sleep, and then I saw a man coming. And this man was giving me a horn. And me, with the horns, I was thinking it's witchcraft. And the man gave me a horn. And another one came, gave me a Bible. Another one came and gave me oil, bottle with anointing oil. Another one gave me something that looked like a scroll as it were then. It was folded like this. And then when I opened it, it became like a mantle, something that you can hang, but it was folded like a scroll. So these are 4 things I was given.
So at that time, did you understand what was happening?
No, I didn't understand anything. So then, like, I used to dream before. So when I go to the men of God, I was like, when I was in prayer, this is what I saw. A man came and gave me this. A man came and gave me this. A man came and gave me this. So then they begin to interpret it for me. And then they reminded me about the horns of prayer. And then in the Ark of Covenant. And the Ark, they call it the Ark of Covenant, yes, which was now carrying the books and the things. The Ark of Covenant, the one that God was using during the time of Israel. And then they brought the picture of the Ark of Covenant and what the horn represents, what the Bible represents, what oil represents, and what the mantle or a roll, as it were, represents. And then straightforward, one woman of God, prophetess, Pastor Rose, she's still in Mombasa, is an elderly woman, told me, my son, there is a heavy prophetic move of God that will erupt from you. She's talking without the knowledge of what I was told with my parents. She's talking without the knowledge of the dreams I've ever had. She's talking without the knowledge of that. I was just into deliverance, preaching, no prophecy, no nothing. And then she prayed for me, and I went back. Just like a dream interpretation, then just not light not. So it grew with time again. I think this was 2009, 2008, 2009. So 2010 again, I have the same dream.
Same dream.
Yes. Everything I was given in that dream, again, had been given to me now by one person. Now he bring it like in a box. You see, Ark of Covenant was being put in a box, and all these things were kept in one. The frankincense and all these things that, you know, the myrrh, everything that was being used, the oil, the scroll, anything that was being used during the consecration or whatever they do on the altar, they were being kept in one box. And this is what was making this box the Ark of Covenant. The Ark of Covenant was a box that contained spiritual materials. So this thing, this person bring, let's a normal box. A normal box, I could tell, is a normal box. But when he started removing things outside, then he started again removing them again. The things I had seen, I think like a year or so. Now this time around, when he finished, he gave me a bow and an arrow, which I was not given then. So meaning assignment, which was interpreted to me, that assignment is added to my calling. Yes.
So particularly for the first experience, what was the gap in time between the one way you were like doing fasting and now when something was being done?
So the first one should be 2008, 2009. The second one was in 2011, precisely, because the same 2011 is when I started my first church. When I had that encounter, when I explained it to them the second time, they said that time I'd grown, I'd been now ordained a pastor under the ministry, but now as an associate pastor. I was not married then, but I was working, doing my small jobs, and then the reverend then that I was serving under, who is now a bishop, says there is a heavy calling over you. I've not got the name of the ministry, but I've been given the assignment, which everybody is interpreting God is sending you. Why are you being given the tools to go and save? So now they bring me to a place, go and inquire of the Lord. Now let God show you which direction He wants you to go. At that time, there was already an arrangement to open for me a branch within Mombasa. There's a place called Likoni in Mombasa. There was an arrangement with my reverend to open for me a branch to go and pastor, because my gift was good, everything, and my man of God, they liked me a lot. And I grew in the ranks of the ministry so fast, as a youth leader to an associate pastor to an overseer. And I was overseeing churches at the level I'm not even married.
So particularly at that point in time, what were the graces that were?
But I was more in deliverance and healing. But I was not seeing anything. And even if I saw, I wouldn't know how to communicate it. I didn't even know what is happening in the first place. So even if I see something, I wouldn't prophesy per se. But then I would tell you what I saw, just like telling you, not prophesying. I'll be like, my brother, you know this one I saw. Or you'll be telling me something. When somebody's telling me something, I will get, my spirit man will pick a revelation around your problem. And I will tell you, when you are telling me this and this is what I am feeling.
The word was, this is what I'm feeling.
I didn't know how to do the prophetic calls and language and everything. So I'll be like, this is what I'm feeling. I am feeling like what you're telling me. Just like Paul told the guys that they were sailing with him in Acts of Apostles, that I am feeling that the journey is not going to be smooth. That's how I would operate. So then when I tell them, when it happens, they tell me, you're a prophet. Or somebody, you are a prophet, you are a prophet, you are a prophet. So that's how I would communicate. But then now, because I've been told now you need to go and inquire of the Lord to know the direction. But them, they were preparing to open for me a branch as a ministry, which I was fully ready for, because I would preach, I would pastor, I would evangelize, I would mentor. And I already at that time, I already had youths out of our ministry that I was already mentoring, and I have around 4 to 5 that I can proudly say are still standing in salvation, but in different ministries. None of them have their own church per se, but most of them are still born again, serving at a capacity, now maybe as a pastor or something, but in different ministries. Majority backslid or something, but there are few I can still put a finger and tell that this one and this one was my seed. So even at then, there was this mentorship spirit in me that was already mentoring people. I'm being mentored, but I'm also mentoring.